I got to count them real quick because you were talking and I couldn't.
I didn't open my mouth once.
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
Joel,
yeah, I did.
Yes, you did. I was doing fine till you said something. I can count and talk.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh,
5,
that's really
6.
great. Really great. Hey everybody, welcome back to Florida Exotic. It's Thursday, second week, well, 10 days ago we had Hurricane Helene pass by close enough it scared us. And this week we had Hurricane Milton, which just clobbered the Tampa area. We've got a lot of friends and other fish farmers up there. I have no idea, I hope they're okay, but we'll find out. But we're still having some of the wind from it. But we did marvelous here. It was the strangest storm. It just didn't act like a normal hurricane. Everything went north. But anyway, today we're gonna come out here and we're gonna set the brichardis up. But before we do that, I've got to catch just 12 fish because I'm leaving town and I want to get these caught out and then we'll move over there. I'm going to catch some Acudiceps, the Malawi gar. And I need 18 of them to go out. Now these fish are crazy jumpers. So Joel, when you take them in, I'm not going to put a lot of water in there. And the tag for them's in there. I think Glenn gave you the tag, correct? So these are Lichnachromis Acudiceps, great fish, but called the Malawi gar. It's because I don't know why all these fish have common names. I'm going to come up with my own name. But see how they jump out of here? They're nuts. Okay.
Let's see him.
Yeah. You know what I'll do? I'll show you something in a minute.
Well, we have some of those sizing up over there, don't we?
Yeah. Yeah, what I did was, I think I threw some of these bigger guys out.
Well, I
And
think
this
we
is
have
99% chance that's a male. But they see how they have the goofy little mouth? I'll show you on the males over there.
I think we have no less than 8 vaults full of these things.
Yeah, I know it. No space. So we're running out of space and the guys are still breeding fish like gangbusters. And yeah, you ought to expand a little bit, Rick. Yeah, shut up. Oh, I'm not allowed to say that word. I think it's one of those words that you're not allowed to say because it makes people unhappy. I got to count them real quick because you were talking and I couldn't.
I didn't open my mouth once.
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
Joel,
yeah, I did.
Yes, you did. I was doing fine till you said something. I can count and talk.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh,
5,
that's really
6.
great. Really great. Hey, you know, perfect. There you go. Joel, those go in, the tag's in there. And remember, it might be smart to cover them. They're crazy.
Thanks, Chia.
Thanks. Okay, now we're going over here we're gonna look at 2 things. Last week we looked at, let me show you these. Last week we looked at the orange cap ventralis, and I was a little worried. I can't remember if any of them were holding, but I do know that if they spit them out with the babies that are in there now, they'll eat them. So that's not happening. We're gonna go check them. But right next door is the brichardi, and I'm going to reset them. And by the way, our Tret babies, oh my gosh, we thought we had maybe 150. I think Glenn filmed it. There's got to be, what do you think, 300 in there?
Yeah, there are, well, I don't know about 300, but there's definitely over 200.
But here's some of the males that I threw over out of another tank about 4 or 5 months ago.
Okay.
I know, I'll get it. They're nuts. But they have the weird face, weird mouth. But this is not full-blown color, but that's a nice male. Yeah. These guys get big. Anyway, Those are nice. So anyway, let's go look at the orange caps. Now again, there was a lot of babies in here. I'm not worried about them. I'm worried about what might be spit out the next 2 days before I get back from my little trip. Actually, my wife and I are heading to North Carolina. And we go up there once a year to a certain place, Highlands, and relax. And we almost thought we weren't going to be able to go this year. But we called and they said the town's open. Everything is doing very well. See, this fish just spit. I could tell. So those babies are in here and I hope they're okay. I think they went ahead and dumped their babies. Because I really see 3 sizes now. I remember last week there were just 2 sizes. So you're feeding these brine shrimp, right?
Yep.
So maybe these 3 sizes can be okay till I get back and we find a better place for them where we can get them out of here. Sometimes I don't even know if I want to ever check this fish because they are so good with their babies. They're not like a lot of other fish. This one has a nice mouthful of eggs. They have big eggs, so they don't have big numbers. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it, but it looks like we've got 3 sizes in here now. So somebody did spit.
3.
Okay, now let's look at the brichardis. Now these brichardis, I'm assuming we're gonna find several sizes in there because I got them in wild. I would bet over a year ago. So I expect to find in here some whopper ones that are wild. Some young breeders that I don't want to breed with the wilds because to me they're going to be too old. And then I know there's several size babies that have made it in here even though this has not been set up as a breeder tank. So when we leave it, it's going to be a breeder tank. So I'm going to I did at one time set up some breeder areas for them, but they've been knocked around when we drained. So what I hope to do is leave behind 2 pairs and let them breed. So some of this breeder stuff in the middle here used to be on the corner over there. And I can see right now little babies of several sizes. This fish breeds like the Lalupi, Julie's. It just likes the caves. Oh, you got your camera in here. Likes the caves set up. Pair will pick one of these corners and start breeding, and they'll fill this thing up. And it's like I said, it's Lamprologus brichardi. In actuality,
there's a lot of different common names too. What is the Fairy Tail or Lyretail or something?
Lyretail, well, I even found out it was called Fairy Cichlid. A guy ordered some the other day, and I thought, what the heck is a Fairy Cichlid? And looked it up, and it said Neolamprologus brichardi. Now, being an old style dude, and everybody knows when I send out my list and stuff who it's from, because I use all the old names. I haven't switched to Neolamprologus brichardi. I don't do that. If somebody orders a fish by like when this person ordered the Fairy Cichlid, I'm not going to write that on the invoice. I'm going to write brichardi. If they don't like it, tough. But this was named after Pierre Brichard, who was the original Lake Tanganyika dude back in the early 70s. And we visit his place. We're fortunate enough to visit it when we were whippersnappers, me and my brother. And he shipped many shipments to us, and this is one of his main fish that he would send. And sometimes Way too many. We seemed like you could ask for whatever you want, but sometimes you would get two or three boxes of brichardi when you could have used only one. But it was what it was.
So you're setting up nesting structure in both ends?
Both ends, yes. And I hope that this is a cool old rock that...
That's wood.
This is wood?
The top one is wood.
Well, this is a cool old piece of wood.
Yeah.
See, I don't know anything anymore. I don't try anymore. I told Glenn he could alphabetize my price list, and he almost freaked out that I was going to do that. But anyway, here we go. Now, I'm assuming that this is an original wild, because that's maxed out. Now see the tail?
Well, you know, I honestly can't remember selling anything out of this.
No,
tank.
It's just been sitting here.
Yeah.
He's got a bad eye. We call it a star eye.
Yeah.
It's not it won't hurt him, but he's not saleable.
They have a beautiful Lyretail.
Yeah, yep. Neolamprologus brichardi. There's his good eye. Every now and then one of those slips by us when we ship, and people say, hey, you don't have a bad eye. Well, you know, these fish keep their good eye looking at you. So I'm going to put young breeders in here, and then I'll go through and, you know, try to sex them. And then the little ones, I think we ought to take the little ones all the way out and move them inside the warehouse and split them and go from there. But I'm gonna try for breeders this size, right here. Maybe a little even smaller than that. Like if this is a little male, he's going out, you know, he's going out for a breeder. And then I'm thinking that these guys will be my females. Yep.
So if somebody wants to set up a tank of these, or as a part of a community tank, what tank mates?
Lalupis, Julies. They have a very strong parental behavior. So, you know, a little guy like this with babies in the corner is going to keep a 7-inch Tret from coming near it. And the Tret will, you know, because of territory, the Tret will figure it can't go down there and do anything because that's their territory. That's how they work. So like I said, outside we've got angelfish living with our biggest dove eyes. And they're just buddies. But you throw a new angelfish in there, and they're only buddies for about 3.5 seconds. And then they're food. There should be a lot more babies in here, but these fish, these will eat their babies. The younger generation will slaughter the babies because that's just the way it works.
Just the color on his head.
Yeah,
it's an iridescence.
Now if I'm not mistaken, and I think that this is coming from a particular part. See this right here? This little baby? There should be 200 of those if there weren't the other fish. I think this particular brichardi comes from a different part of the lake than another brichardi because they do get this really blue face on them, which is kind of odd. And I'd have to look up in my last import and see what these are. And what they'll have is a little cow where they were caught. But I always wanted to set these up because we don't really breed brichardi, we breed daffodils, which I call daffodil brichardies, which I'm sure I'm not calling them the right thing, but just the way it is. So we breed daffodils, but we breed them in believe it or not, we breed them in a ring tank. And we have different breeding areas around the whole thing. It's probably a very inefficient way to do it. but I don't know how we got into it. But there's always babies in there and there's always adults. So I pretty much got this cleared out. I got the 2 caves set up now. And now I'm gonna see what I got for breeders. Oops. So, I'm thinking if I can find 3 nice females, for sure females, then I will try to put, there's 1 female. Again, second hole, see the size? Male, second hole, teeny. Female, male. First hole, excrement. Second hole is where the eggs or the sperm comes out. Am I allowed to say that word?
Yes.
Okay. And here's what
I think it's easier to tell, to sex the fish as they get older once they've laid eggs.
Yeah. Some of the young ones, when they haven't popped an egg out or something, this is a nice male. See that nice blue? That's not necessarily on every brichardi. It is on a lot of brichardi, but sometimes, in these cases, to me, they've always had a little more blue. And there's my phone in my pocket. And I'll ignore it.
The first rule of YouTube, put your phone on silent.
Well, the only reason I'm doing that is town is heading home.
Actually, you know what? Grab it real quick.
There's 1 million people heading home.
Yep,
Because of the...
We have a lot going on.
Yes. No, it's nobody. I don't want to talk to you. Oh, I just said I would talk to you. No, I won't. But anyway, Tam was on her way home. People were heading back across state. They all came, you know, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, thousands of people came across state. In fact, some of the roads were blocked up for 8, 10, 12 hours. And now they're heading back. They want to see what happened, and they're heading home. So anyway, that's Neolamprologus brichardi.
And what are the bigger ones back here? What are you going to do with those? Are you going to mix these back up?
You know, I'm thinking I was going to put them in that empty tank over there that you found, but you know, I'm just going to put it in one of our tanks. There's not that many, are there? I didn't really look in there.
No, I mean, obviously they were living together before, so.
So I'm going to put them in one of our Tanganyikan, what do we call them, aquariums?
Yep.
And let them go. Now see, all of them are down here, but they're going to separate out. Again, I'm sorry about this, but it could be Tamla telling me, shut up. Anyway, so that was it. As you can see, every now and then we're still getting some, these are bands from the hurricane. It's already out in the Atlantic, way past Jacksonville, and we're gonna get these all days long. They're tremendous, it's amazing. Yesterday the wind was blowing really hard, but I really feel sorry for the people up there and where it hit, and second whammy they've had. Did I say how many treats we thought we had in there?
Yep, we talked about it earlier. You think it's 300? I think I think it's over 200. I don't think it's quite 300.
So is there going to be a bet on it?
Ooh, quite possibly.
And I know the rules. It's whoever doesn't go over. Whoever said that to me. Oh, by the way, you should see the Freddies down there, what size they are. They're really something else. I had to cover them today because I was afraid one of them would jump into the treats. One of them jump in there and everything's gone. But the babies are tremendous. And we hope the other ones spawn. So anyway, we're going to take these sub-adults and babies inside, take care of them, sell them. And we're going to take these old timers and put them in our mixed assorted Tanganyikan tank. And one of these days we'll sell it to somebody. It's got gold heads, it's got orange caps, it's got some foay, it's got some julies, it's got some lupis. And what I do is once every now and then I just say, hey, Tanganyikan, instead of pricing them out what they're worth, I'll put a nice price on them, show somebody a picture. There's the tank right there. It's even got a Demasoni and a
peacock.
Yeah, peacock in there. But look at that boops right there. Just
gold compressed.
See that boops just blue as can be? Put these guys in here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave the bucket in here for today. And what that's gonna do, it's gonna freak all the fish that are already in here out. And therefore they won't beat those. They'll know those daffodils are brand new in there. It's like new kid on the block, we're gonna beat your butt. Look at this though.
This is what always freaks me out. Look at this pot. Look at these guys in here.
They can't see because of the shadow.
Multi-cats. All of them in there. And not a one of them has a scar on them from, if I rolled those into my hand would be covered with punctures. But anyway, thanks for coming back on the farm with us, and be sure to subscribe. Your whole, you're just wet on the
I know.
Subscribe, like us, tell your friends about us, and we'll see, hopefully we'll see some of you at Aquashella in November. So nice to see you, and see you next time.